Welcome to Floki's Crafts, where hopefully I can show you that you don't really need a whole lot of stuff to make some pretty cool stuff. And this is my first video, so it's probably going to be a bit on the rough side. Please bear with me. There's lots to learn and improve upon. A little bit of background. I'm a camp host and live out in the middle of the woods. So a lot of my materials that I use in these videos will be probably found out here. And these first few videos, I'm going to try and work towards showing you guys how to first make a little chisel and then carve into some stone to, like I said, make some cool stuff. Get started with the chisel because you need the tool to actually be able to cut the stone. And so I'm going to make this chisel out of, I'm not sure if that's even in the camera, but 3/8 ER308 stainless TIG wire. I'm using that because the 300 series stainless, it can't be quench hardened, but it can be work hardened, so it gives us a little bit harder tip so we don't have to sharpen it so much. It's simple as I'm using two hammers, one for an anvil and the other one for forming. Just going to take the piece of wire, hold it at a slight angle, slowly kind of work it. Once I get a little bit of a flat, I'll flip it over because this isn't the best anvil, so I'll get a whole lot of flats. Work a little bit more. You see, I'm starting to get a little bit of a flat in the sides. It's doing a fish mouth, but we'll deal with that once the time comes. More or less, you just want to keep doing that back and forth, trying to keep it center-ish. And by work hardening it, I mean more or less we're taking the molecules inside of the metal, cramming them all together to make them really tight. It's not the best out there, but it's something to start with. Like I said, I'm trying to tap it so it's back in a straight line here. Step behind the camera so I can see. So we've created a little bit of a bevel down, and it's also widened up the front. Once you get the tip down to it's fairly thin, you don't want real thin, but fairly thin. We're gonna put the hammers aside. Use just standard and this bastard file. And then we're gonna cut the tip down so it's nice and flat and straight. It's gonna get rid of that fish mouth and give us a nice working area. being on one side of the camera and trying to see the other is not the easiest. So I've got that flattened down to semi-straight. Next we're going to put a bevel on it. And I found the best one for working on the stone. It could be completely wrong, but it's working for me. It's about 45 to the wire, or 45 degrees. Slowly working a bevel. And once again, you want to keep your tip fairly center. So we're going to keep going back and forth, keeping it as even as possible. It doesn't have to be perfect, but the closer the better. Now I've got it down to more or less what's starting to look like a little chisel. Looks like I need to go a little bit more to bring that tip in so I don't have to use the stone so much. Right, now I'm just going to put it on a stone, find that flat again. Now we have a chisel. A little bit of a burr on there, but I hope y'all join me in future videos so start to see how to use that chisel. So you know, it doesn't even, like I was saying, doesn't even have to be a piece of stainless. I started doing this with a tent stake that I filed down. Found out that's the wrong style of chisel. I made those out of it though, so if you're determined you can make something work, please join me for the next video. I'll see you soon.